Hi, this is an instructional video on how to load 4 auto harps, 1 bass, powered speaker, 3 food boxes, 2 suitcases, backpack, and some various other miscellaneous stuff into a Kia Optima. This will be very useful if you find yourself in this situation. Now the first thing we want to do is to load the suitcases into the trunk. So we get the car keys and we open the trunk. You can see there's some stuff in the trunk because this is stuff that we don't care if it gets stolen overnight. So we put it in there. So first we have to take that stuff out of the trunk. This will get packed into the car itself. Now there's 2 things that will end up in the trunk, but they go on the top. So we take those out, the speaker stand and the microphone stand. And you'll see we already have a tent and an air mattress and some sleeping bags and the mixer and the practice amp already in the trunk. So you could do that ahead of time. We'll leave that as an exercise for the viewer. Then you get the red suitcase. It usually works better to start with the red suitcase. And you have to kind of put the air mattress up and hold it with one hand while you lift this into place. And it usually works about that well. Okay. It's important to just get all the way in, or the trunk won't close. Okay. So now we have the red suitcase in there. Now we get the black suitcase. And put your hat back on. Because it's always sunny wherever you're doing this. But the black suitcase, it's most useful to have one hand on each handle. And you get that in there. That goes better. Now at this point, you want to find the reading material bag. Okay, so this one. So the reading material bag, and that goes on the right side of the trunk. It just fits right in there. Now comes the tricky part. This goes crossways, and you have to be careful because you see it's actually so long that it'll interfere with the trunk closing. So you kind of run it crossways, and it actually works better to have the narrow part at the top. Counterintuitive. And it doesn't stay there real well because it doesn't. And you can check it. Now, see I'm running into something here. Kind of mangle things a little bit. That seems pretty good. Yeah, not great. Still not fabulous. As good as you're going to get. There it goes. Okay. And then you take the microphone stand, and this has to be bent, or it won't work at all. And kind of snug it in there. And before anything can fall out, close the trunk. Now you're done with the trunk. Whew. Now the next thing, open the rear door. The key part of this is the powered speaker. He's the keystone of the entire packing arrangement. He goes first. And where he goes determines where everything else goes. So he goes in the center. You can see, when you get closer here, there's some indents in that center from where it's been previously. And that's where it's going to go, right there in the center. All the way snug back. Now I usually put the grill forward just because it looks nicer. Find the 2 harps that you're going to use in the show. Because the idea here is that when you stop for the show, you only want to unload this side of the car. You don't want to have to, pick from all over for the show. Just this side. So you get the 2 show harps. In that case, these 2. And they go in standing up right next to the speaker. So you can see that they're very snug in there. Now the next thing that we want to put in is going to be the base, but the base won't fit. So we have to move the seat forward as far as it'll go. And then get the base, put it in, that'll fit. I get it to kind of stand up a little bit. Because you're going to move the seat back, because you don't want the base to be comfortable with the seat all the way forward, otherwise we're driving with our knees in front of our eyes. Bad driving position. Now the seat's all the way back, the base is secure. The next thing that goes in is the seat, and you can see we're using bungee cords to keep the bench from opening up, which makes it more awkward. Padded side in against the auto harps. Okay, it's kind of snugged right there. And this is a mistake a lot of beginners make, is forgetting to put the chair in next. Okay, this is important because otherwise you just don't have enough room. So the chair kind of goes on top and towards the bed, and you want the seat part towards the rear. But you want to snug it so that it isn't banging up against the windshield, because that gets really annoying really fast. So that looks pretty good there. And now the final part of this is the music stand. Upside down, this part facing in, kind of snugs in, and you have to bring it this way, but when you come back, it anchors this entire side, so that nothing's going to move, nothing's going to fall out. You can drive around curves at 180 miles an hour, and it's good. That side's done. Whew. Now, on to the other side. First thing you do is grab the other two auto harps and head round to the other side. And you can see in front of the speaker, there's just enough room for one auto harp to sit on the seat. Like so. I mean, it's like it was made for it. And then on top of the speaker, going this way, there's room, and we'll let the camera get in for a close-up on that. You see right in here, we can put another auto harp, and it won't move, and it's relatively well protected. Now the next thing to go is the electronics box. That's the cardboard box. And it's full of computer and stuff, but again, a beginner mistake is forgetting to move the seat forward. The seat needs to go forward to put the box in. So move the seat forward. And now there's room to put the box in. So you put it in. And then again, you move the seat back, but you don't push on the seat because there's a computer in there. You can break it in half. You don't want to do that. Okay, so now that's snug. So the next thing, you have a couple of choices. This morning we're going to go with the rectangular food box. And you can see that we've preloaded the appliance box with the laundry bag. It fits nice and snug right there. It goes on top of the cardboard box, and this space here is going to be for the secondary food box. Which is this crate. So this is full of nuts that we didn't eat, and it's important to bring nuts on a trip that you don't eat. Also scotch, which we drank quite a lot of. It goes right in that spot. And see, now these two aren't going anywhere. They're very snug. That lets us put in the personal items. This one goes on the bottom, this one on top. We're being a little bit tricky here. they're not going to go here, they're going to go between the two seats, so that when you're driving you can actually reach your personal items. So if you need, you know, a shot of vodka or a book to read or a pillow, which is here, see, pillow, you can get to it while you're driving. That one goes on the bottom, and then this one, you'll see, snugs right up against the autopilot. The camera can get in there and see. It's like it was designed for that. And we now have just two more things to go. The ice bag, which is sometimes full of ice, sometimes full of dry ice, sometimes full of nothing. And travel food. See, this is food that you want to be able to get to while you're driving, so you go, oh, I'm hungry, I need a cookie. Look, whole thing of cookies, beef jerky, raisins, pita bread, whatever you want. So this can go on top like this. You know, some people like to do it sideways. I like this way better because it leaves a little more room for the ice bag. And you close the door real quick. And ta-da! There you have fit all that stuff into this Kia Optima and you're ready to hit the road.